All right, we got a 1999 4L80E direct drum. I've already replaced the piston and the inner lip seal for the piston on the drum. Reapplied the return spring and the snap ring has been put in place. You can see where the inside of the drum has been polished, where the center support rides. There's no grooves from the rings from the old center support, so it's good. Also, the race was polished for the sprag. No grooves there. It's a very nice drum. Well, what I'm going to be putting in it is I'm going to put a 34 element sprag, and then also the Alto high performance Powerpack, and I believe it's 7 from the stock count. I think stock count on these is only 5 frictions and 5 steels, or 4. Let me see on the old pack. Yeah, so it's 5 and 5 for an OEM stack up. This one is, let's see. Yeah, so it's a 7 friction and a 7 steel stack up versus a 5 and 5. And these are the choline steel plates and then the Alto Red Eagle plates. Combined, their coefficient of friction will handle up to roughly 1,500 horsepower or so. So pretty much whatever you want to do to it. You'll have more problems with the drum before you would have problems with the plates. I am going to reinstall the wavy steel, which is the cushion apply for this pack. Some people won't want it in there, some will. You can just go ahead and get a stock, thinner forward steel and use in its place. But again, I feel that it's there for a good reason, to cushion the apply of the pack. I'm just installing and alternating between friction and steel till the pack is ending with a friction. Don't necessarily have to end a clutch pack with a friction. You can end it with a steel, but this Powerpack is designed to fit exactly the way they have it with their custom pressure plate. And the snap ring too, a lot of guys will do wrong. I mean, it's not a big, huge deal, but for me it is. They'll leave a gap in here like this. I'll take them apart like this all the time. I just prefer to have it whenever it's in its resting position, to have the snap ring in between a lug like that, where the gap is, there's less chance of it to come out. I'm going to throw the sprag on here. The thing on the sprags for direct, now this is a 34 element sprag, and it is out of a 4L80E, which has the round race. So your 400 drums, unless it was a real early drum, had like a roller style instead of a cam style or a dog bone style sprag. That's what we call, at least what I've called it from the 80s, is because the little elements look like a dog bone when viewed from the side. This is a much heavier duty type of sprag, and almost all the 4L80Es will have this, the ones I've seen at least. The other thing too, when you're installing them on the 4L80 and the 400, if it's an early style, the opening of the sprag cage is going to indicate its direction of rotation. So if you put it in this way, that's going to tell me that the race is going to turn this way. Put it in this way, the race is going to turn that way, due to the opening allowing for it to flex, to rotate. And on the drum for the 4L80E and the 400, the correct installation would be rotation clockwise, locking counterclockwise. So you want it to spin this way with the outer race and then lock the other direction. You just install the bottom piece there. The easiest way I found on all these is to install it in the race first and then just right on. It's that easy. I've seen people fight them time and time again, and it's very simple to put on if you do it correctly. And see, it rotates and then locks and pulls the drum with it. This does also have a spiral lock snap ring. If this one's bad, because this is a used drum, if it's bad, I'll know when I put it back on, but it should be okay. If not, I'll put a new one on it. And again, with the external snap rings, try not to let it lap on an opening. So it's like, you know, you would not want to have it start there. You would want to start it like there. So the opening is kind of in the middle of the two gaps. At least that's how I do it. Now we just got to get it to pop in on this little piece here. Yep, there we go. Now see, my ending spiral is here. There's the notch out. The beginning spiral we started, you can't see it, but it's right under here. And then there's our other notch out. So the sprag's in, it's good. We're gonna check the clearance on the clutch pack travel, just using an old center support. Get my dial. Now I believe, let's see what the instructions say. I think the OEM is like 126 to something on a gap. So yeah, this is the same as an OE spec out, 0.121 to 0.236 as far as clutch pack movement whenever it's applied.